Horror games, a genre of games that come dime a dozen nowadays. Some good and some bad. Like many other genres, horror games have become oversaturated. I mean, just boot up GameJolt or itch.io and you will run into a storm of puppet combo style video games where you work a night shift at a convenience store or a gas station, because that idea has totally never been done before and they are totally still not being made because it's an easy food for streamers or let's players. But hey, I'm being way too negative. I don't want to harp on something that could have been someone's passion project. Of course, there are many gems in the sea of indie horror games, but I think a very good horror game will leave a lasting impact on you and make you think about the ending long after finishing. That being said though, the chokehold this stupid lesbian horror game has on me, oh yeah, this video is about Signalis. I forgot. Paintings! Do you like old ass paintings? I sure don't. Wanna watch me rant about two paintings for the next, I don't know, 6 minutes? It doesn't matter, because your opinion isn't important, and you will listen to what I have to say either way. To even begin this video, I have to start by explaining the story of Signalis, which is a bit complicated, to say the least. Don't worry though, I will only explain the surface level information, so we are all on the same page. We play as Elstra, a human replica serving the human nation, and made by the definitely not evil and very morally correct Aeon Corporation. She's woken up from stasis after the ship she's stationed at crashes into a frozen planet. But kinda doesn't, but don't worry too much about it. After waking up out of stasis, she realizes the other passenger, Ariane Young, is missing. Ariane Young is a Gestalt woman and also Elster's lover. You can draw easy parallels to games such as Silent Hill 2, Dead Space, Alan Wake, and Resident Evil 7, all of which have one thing in common: a protagonist in search of their lost partner. Now what follows is a series of events so stupidly confusing and convoluted, it takes even the greatest YouTube essays hours to explain. So we are not going to get into it. But the main thing you need to know is that throughout the game we can see one sentence that keeps on repeating. Remember the promise. The promise being Elstra putting Ariane out of her misery as she suffers from radiation poisoning. You see, the entirety of the game doesn't really happen, but also does at the same time. Don't worry, the game is not all in the head, okay? This is not a pyrocynical video. Ariane is bioresonant. Basically, she has superpowers, which in her weakened state uses to bend reality to construct a loop within her mind, which forces Elstra to find her way to her and to fulfill the promise. The loop theory is a popular theory among the Signalis community, being supported by the corpses of Elstra in the elevator shaft and Adler's diary, where he becomes aware of the loop. This loop twists reality itself as the radiation slips through. Gestalts and replicas alike become sick, their skin peeling off, their former visage, and turning them into monsters. For all that, Ariane keeps reminding Elstra to remember the promise, but she also shows her two paintings constantly. And some of you might be asking, why the fuck do I keep seeing these two paintings? Well, let me explain. Can you believe it, guys? It only took, let's see, like 5 minutes to get to the main point of the video. Woohoo! These two paintings are real-life paintings called The Isle of the Dead and The Shore of Oblivion, both created by German painters, not to be confused with the funny Austrian painter, and both being distinctly linked by their theme and appearance. The Isle of the Dead was painted by Arnold Bocklin in 1880, and throughout the next few years, several other versions were made, which are all depicted in Signalis during cutscenes and displayed as decoration in the background. It was said, and I quote, Vladimir Nabokov observed in his 1936 novel, Despair, that they could be found in every Berlin home. And so you might be asking, alright loser, it's a cool painting I guess, but what does it have to do with anything? To which all I have to say, shush, my dear viewer, do not interrupt me when I'm talking. The Isle of the Dead is a painting that depicts a desolate rocky isle with several large trees in the center, which is approached by a small boat. An oarsman and a person shrouded in white cloth can be seen on it. Upon a closer inspection though, we can see that right ahead of the hooded figure sits a coffin. It is widely believed that the oarsman is a personification of death, either the Grim Reaper or Charon from Greek mythology. rows the boat, and if we go with the Greek mythology interpretation, the ocean or the sea surrounding them could be viewed as the river Styx, and the figure shrouded in cloth could be viewed as a recently deceased soul being taken to the afterlife. Now on the other hand, we have the Shore of Oblivion, drawn by Eugene Bracht in 1889, and also has had several versions over the years. Like the Isle of the Dead, it depicts a desolate rocky island. However, unlike the Isle of the Dead, its deeper meaning is more up to interpretation. It gives you a deep sense of loneliness, and it could very well depict the lost souls of the dead wandering around aimlessly, unable to pass to the afterlife. Now, if your IQ is above 10, you should be slowly putting the pieces together. Oh, for fuck's sake! These two paintings are the visual representation of both the promise itself and Ariane's state respectively. Ariane is unable to pass on her own, suffering from radiation, but also being kept alive by the cryopod's life support. She is lost between life and death, wandering aimlessly on the shore. This is where Elster comes in, who in this case could be viewed as the representation of death itself, rowing the boat and taking Ariane to the afterlife. This is why we keep seeing them over and over again. The paintings themselves tell the story of Signalis. I've come to this conclusion after several playthroughs, and in my mind, it has only solidified the fact that this game is a true work of art. It will never fail to amaze me how much love and detail went into this game, as only a work of art can tell the story so beautifully tragic as this one. Thank you for watching.